Hello, parents. My name is Miss Iris, and I am your child's 7th grade math teacher. I'm sorry that due to the blizzard, we are unable to meet in person. However, I hope that this online presentation will provide you with some insight on how I will run my classroom this year. It is extremely important to me that your child gets the proper attention and instruction that they need in order to be successful in our math curriculum. I care for each of my students, and I want to be the best teacher I can be in order to fully benefit each of my students. I am very well aware that no two students are ever the same. Each of us differs as learners. We all have different background knowledge and experiences, different cultures, different interests, different modes of learning, different speeds of learning. Because of the varying learners that I have in my class this year, I have designed my instruction to be differentiated. What this means is that my classroom practices will focus on the course content, but it will also focus on my students as individuals. This year, I will be differentiating my instruction in 3 ways: through content, through process, and through product. Content is the knowledge, understanding, and skills that students will learn throughout each unit. This year, I will differentiate based upon content through using pre-assessments for each unit so that I have a better understanding of where to begin instruction of specific content based upon my students' individual needs. I will be using a variety of methods to deliver my instruction. For example, I will use online resources such as videos and interactive manipulatives to assist in my instruction. My intention is to appeal to a variety of learning styles during my instruction of specific content to ensure that all students learn the content in a way that works best for them. It is important to note that all of my students will be learning the same content and will be meeting the same learning goals. It is how this content is presented that will vary depending upon the specific needs of my students. The second way that I will differentiate instruction is through process. Process is how the students will learn the content. In order to differentiate through process, I will use what I know about each individual student's readiness, interest, and learning profiles to design activities that best accommodate them. Students will often participate in small group instruction this year in math class. These groups will sometimes be made of students of similar readiness and interests. Other times, the small groups will include a variety of students with differing readiness and interests. These groups will be predetermined by me based upon my pre-assessments and observations. The structure of groups will be dependent upon the math topic and activities that the students will take part in. I will provide a variety of materials for students to use during their activities, such as visual representations, auditory representations, and tactile manipulatives. My goal for differentiating through process is to accommodate each student's learning style in order to help them to better understand the math content. Lastly, I will differentiate through product. Product is how students demonstrate what they have learned after an extended period of learning. The way that I assess my students will vary for each lesson. Some examples of assessments I will use are group projects, individual projects, multiple choice assessments, open-ended assessments, technological assessments, and oral assessments, to name a few. My intention is to measure student understanding in ways that work best for each of them. For example, let's say I am instructing students on collecting, organizing, and analyzing data. I might notice that 4 students are exceptionally interested in computers. I will put these 4 students in a small group to complete a project on data. I will have this group put the data they collected into an Excel document and use that document to analyze the data. I will use this Excel document as my form of assessment for these 4 students. However, technology may not be the best for all of my students, so I will assess other groups differently. It is important to note that the other students will be assessed on the same learning goals, in this case being able to collect, organize, and analyze data. Assessments will not always be given on an individual basis, such as the previous example. However, the structure of whole class assessments will contain a variety of styles in order to appeal to all learners in my class. My ultimate goal for this year is for every one of my students to feel successful in math, and in order to meet this goal, I will be paying close attention to each student's individual needs and helping them accordingly. I really look forward to working with you and your children this year in 7th grade math. If you have any questions about how I intend to design my instruction or questions in general, please feel free to contact me at any point throughout the year. Thank you so much and have a great day.